Alaska has a variety of fish species throughout the Inside Passage, and the sheer diversity alone attracts anglers from all corners of the country. But despite the multitude of options and careful management of each species population, some days the fish just won't bite. This week, in Alaska's fishing paradise, our captains do whatever it takes to fill the coolers. Deep in remote southeast Alaska, there lies a fishing paradise like no other.
Big fish.
Alaska's fishing paradise. As the most senior captain in the fleet, Garfield George has made many friends who come back to Southeast Alaska to go fishing with him year after year. Today, he's taking up 3 generations of the Bach family.
Yeah, we're gonna go get some herring, stroll around here for a little while, and if that doesn't pan out, we're gonna go anchor out for black cod and halibut, and then move shallower for true cod.
I'm Marty Bach.
I'm David Bach.
I'm Jack Bach.
I know Marty Bach for quite a while, and then he brought his son David. A couple years ago, I think he brought his grandson. That's how it goes. Yeah, Jack.
I'm good.
Jack here came here last year for the first time when he was 8. He's 9 now, almost 10.
He's excited all the time when there's stuff going on. I mean, gives his grandpa a hard time.
You know you have a good job if you get to take a fishing trip with the whole company. Today, Captain John Mills is guiding 4 members of this 36-person vacation.
All right, we're gonna let the boat settle and get set up and get our halibut gear all tied on. I got us on top of a ledge where it drops off real deep. They were a good bunch of guys to fish with. They were great. James Evans.
Chip Garrison, Kent Thomas, Carlos Bowl, Carlos Kent Chip.
James. They were looking for that big one, you know, everybody is, you know, but it doesn't always happen.
Very first fish I got here in 09 was 107 pounds. When I came back in 2011, there was only one fish caught over 100 pounds out of our whole trip.
We're here with 36 people between the company and friends of the owner of the company, which I am, and then these guys work for the company.
Salmon belly and puts a little bit of herring on there, kind of give them a smorgasbord. You guys have all done this before? Halibut fished?
Nope.
So you know how to wait, let them take it, let them gobble it up good where it's pulling that rod tip down in the water, and then set the hook. You get robbed?
I didn't feel that thing.
Nothing. All right, well, I'm gonna pull the anchor. I'm gonna go inside the bay here a little bit. Just kind of take a look around and see what's, find us a different spot here. Oh, it's a nice little high spot right there. That's one we can keep. This spot here is a little difficult to fish when the tide's going out and the wind's blowing the opposite direction. So we're gonna go back out in the main channel and anchor up with the direction of the wind and the current. So I say they get the big ones, so let's give it a shot. Dude, that is an Irish lord.
We catching the Irish. That is cool looking though, man.
Coming up, Captain John Mills has the luck of the Irish.
He's just barely hooked. Okay, today we went halibut fishing with a group of guys, and we left and went down to Whitewater Bay and fished a few spots in shallow around some kelp beds. Cool little fish.
Same fish, I swear. He's swimming with that. Nice little house.
Do we have a winner?
Yeah, maybe.
Yep, he's a keeper.
Woohoo!
Finally, guys. That's a nice fish.
Come on, Chip. Big boy down there.
Yeah, that's got to be a big fish. You suck it up. Still on there? He's just barely hooked. Be easy with him, he's just barely hooked.
Alright, just think 20 minutes ago I was about ready to say pack up and let's grab it.
Whew, nice. It was a slow day, but they ended up with 3 nice halibut.
Captain John hung tough, was persistent in finding the right location, and finally we met our destination in the afternoon.
He probably picked up anchor, what, 10 times? You know, we anchored and fished and didn't hit anything, but we finally hooked onto the one last spot at the end of the day and brought in 2 really nice halibut.
It was extremely warm today and calm, and there wasn't much flow, which when you have a little more flow, carries the scent back behind the boat, which the scent is what draws the halibut to the boat. It was a tough day fishing, but we managed to get a few at the very end.
Back on the Chayik, Captain Garfield is just part of the family.
What you got, Jack? There's something there. Pink salmon, Jack.
What do you see out there? What do you see?
I see nothing.
This has been our father-son trip for well over a decade, and now to have the father-son, you know, this is the 3-generation thing has been unbelievable.
This has got to be a two-seater. It's got to be. It isn't a pink. I'll tell you that right now.
Just don't do that. This is what you catch your
That's
stuff.
what
That's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about.
Rockfish.
Rockfish.
big rockfish.
Go, Dad, go. It's your birthday. We gotta buy
That's a silver gray. We're gonna move into shallower water because there's too much rockfish out here. So we're gonna move to 600 foot in the air and try to get black cod and some halibut.
Next up, see how goods are delivered to a remote island outpost, plus more halibut than you can shake a stick at.
It's a halibut.
High-speed ferry is gonna go by us too.
How often does ferry come? Twice a week?
Something like that.
Brings cars in and it brings.
And supplies.
Dancing girls.
Like many places in Alaska, Killisnoo Island is a remote destination. Aside from the small village of Angoon, the nearest town is Juneau, a 90-mile ferry ride away. All goods and supplies, from food to engine parts to building materials, must be brought over on the state ferry, which comes from Juneau every week. When the ferry arrives, a forklift loads crates of supplies onto the float dock, which is then pulled across the channel to the lodge. Using a backhoe, the crates are taken off the dock and maneuvered to their approximate locations around the lodge grounds. Then, crates are unpacked one at a time. This process generally consumes an entire day and stocks the lodge until the state ferry returns.
I think it moves pretty fast.
That's why they call it the high-speed ferry. We're gonna move to 600 foot in the air and try to get black cod and some halibut. We tried shallow and we just kept catching pink after pink. It went down to 80 to 100 and we caught a couple of silvers and then that was it. If I can, I'm gonna fish deep.
Well, this is what you call a reel rod. Notice there's no engine on here, which means that once I get fish on, I will be bringing this up 700 feet.
Hey, you got a bite there, look at that.
Halibut.
He's not that big, but he's not one we can keep. We got a halibut out there that was too big to keep, so we moved in closer to the mud where it's muddy by the three crosses.
It's a halibut. Sweet! I think it's a good one.
And of course, it's up to you.
That's gonna be cute. I'm going for the small halibut of the day award.
We're gonna move in a little bit after you bring up that one.
We tried hard for halibut, didn't catch a lot. We caught a lot of halibut, just nothing that we could keep. But we must have thrown back 20 halibut.
I asked them what they wanted. If they wanted some action, we can move into really deep water and get more black cod, or we can move at the mouth of the channel and catch true cod. And they want to go for the true cod, I guess.
Kent and Carlos are headed out fishing again, this time with Captain Albert Howard and his deckhand Clinton.
We're gonna try going north, find a few salmon if there's any around, and then spend the afternoon bottom fishing. These guys have plenty of fish already, so they're just looking for something to fill the rest of the day, I suppose.
Why would you go that deep? Boogerman's down there.
I want to see what it looks like.
You guys know how to do the 3-rod system? When one pops off, you go up on the downrigger, drop that one in. Ready? Fish on.
One spawned out pink.
There is cope on there. You can't catch anything with cope. Hey, was he gonna tell us he has a fish on? Or is he gonna do it all himself? Should we just close the door? I'm gonna change plugs. This one hasn't caught anything. We had 3 hits on this one the other day. So you can only sit there and stare at the gear for so long.
Cat-like reflexes. Well, there he is. Oh,
He's Googling how to catch a silver.
When we return, Captain Albert goes in search of black cod and halibut.
This is a more modern fishing rig for halibut. A reel with a 80-pound test line on it. And these are traditional halibut hooks that were carved by Tlingit carvers. This is a traditional Tlingit hook. This was actually fished by a friend of mine. The bait is tied on the top portion of this, so it would be like an octopus tentacle or a herring, or both would be tied here. So this goes down to an anchor, or which is typically a rock. And this hook is designed to take almost any size halibut. That bottom lip, once it goes through there, they can't get out. They fight, of course. They object to being hooked, and as they do, they drag this hook around. This is a fighting buoy, so this is on the surface. So it pulls this underneath the surface, and it drags this around until the halibut wears out, and then this will pop back up to the surface. And then it goes to a secondary buoy, which is like a seal stomach, inflated stomach, and then a line to the fisherman. So that was the traditional way of harvesting halibut. And it had to take quite an engineer to design this so that it floated properly in the current, so that it veined properly.
Captain Albert has Carlos and company out on the last day of their fishing trip.
We're gonna go back towards Danger Point. We did pretty good there yesterday for black cod and halibut. And some mystery fish. We weren't quite sure what they were. Yeah, I think we're here to stay, so do or die.
Do or die?
Yep. How many fish we have in there? 2? We should count the herring so we can put them on the fish ticket.
We can dress this thing up like an ex-wife.
You might have something on there the way it goes down so slow.
It's a big turbot, man. That thing is the biggest one I've ever seen.
Oh, you knocked his eyeball out.
Pop the cherry.
Here we go. Halibut? Yeah, halibut. Nice size one. Good thing to get the first fish out of the way. Let's get some more. Hot damn.
Cod.
Hot damn.
God. Hey, halibut.
Good. Yeah, check you out, Cork.
That's the way to end the trip.
That's right.
Oh, well done.
Thank you.
They've been coming here for quite a while, so they know fishing, so they pretty much caught all the fish they wanted.
Had a good time.
All right.
Thank you. It was a good last day.
When we moved into the codfish country, when they were watching the horse race, as soon as they got outside, they couldn't believe what was happening.
Right. Action. Right.
Garfield and fish are synonymous. He just knows where they are. He's been here all his life. He grew up as a kid here, and he's really good. Good size. Garfield wasn't kidding about it. He said we did some action. This is codfish.
This is cod.
Look at that puppy. That's a fish. And that was 5 for 5. Down, up. Now let's see if we can go 6.
it's one thing I can like look forward to the entire year.
And actually, you know, and you talk about it all year long, and you talk about it all year long, and it's something we look forward to work for the entire year. And
then it happens. Huge guy.
That's a huge guy.
Woohoo! Yippee-ki-yay! Yeah.
Nicely done.
Whoa, that's huge.
He's the man.
He's outfished us. He's genuinely outfished us. Jack, look at this cod.
Whoa, it's so fat. Freakishly fat.
We moved in at the end of the day to catch codfish, and we caught like 29 codfish. Turned into a codfish day.
I'm 73, and I obviously don't know how long I can do this, but as long as I can do this, this is a great family tradition. Everybody here is family, and everybody here is happy and loves it.
Alaska's fishing paradise is brought to you by Whalers Cove Lodge. Closed captioning is provided by Courier Certified Welding.
Oh, you knocked his eyeball out.
That's bad, dude.
That's cool. He's gonna see his friends here in a little while.
Yeah, piece by
Man,
piece.
there's Charlie's eyeball, but where's the rest of them?
Wow.